going to close up the seminar with our last half-hour session to be an open discussion. We have a little bit of time left for our $25 Amazon gift card giveaway, so make sure that you stick around for the end of the stream. Again, you got to be following all of our wonderful guests. Thank you so much to everybody that's been here. Thank you, Biff, for co-hosting with me.
It's not a problem.
Means the world. And thank you to all of my wonderful guests. You guys are all super amazing, and I appreciate all the help. So basically we are going to do some open discussion for the last little chunk of this. Feel free to ask any questions you'd like here, even if it's regards to something that we talked about before. We're gonna do our best to kind of hit everything really quick. We have quite a couple questions that have come up over time. So we're gonna try and power through some of these for you guys without getting too off topic. If we go over a little bit, I don't think it's the end of the world. So first question, do either of you live near a micro center? There's a few far in between, but I heard one of you talking about needing to get a new CPU for streaming and a new motherboard for as well. Micro Center has really good prices for bundles for motherboards and CPUs, usually around $100 cheaper than Newegg if you get them in store, since they don't sell online.
Oh, nice. Whoever sent that in, thank you. I appreciate that.
I have a Micro Center near me. That's where I got everything for my computer. It was fantastic. Everything was nice and cheap, and it was wonderful. And they do have motherboard, CPU combos, but they don't sell online. I'm not sure if you have one that's close by you.
I don't know that I do, but it might be worth the drive if it's that good. Or at least find someone that has one to ship me something.
Well, maybe we could talk about that, because there's one really close. And I am driving out to, I know it's a while away, but we are driving out to Detroit for TwitchCon before we fly out there. So I can always figure something out there. But I would love to help you with that for sure. So then there's a good solution potentially. In terms of equipment, I have an issue with my camera. I have one camera on my gameplay scene, and I use the same camera for my talk scene. A lot of the time when I change from talk to gameplay, the camera is stuck. I do have to set them to deactivate when not in use. Is there any way to fix this?
Yes, there is actually. Create a scene, not a source. Create a scene that just has your camera with a blank background, and then add in the new OBS, I think in 21 and up, you can actually add scenes as a source inside of a new scene. So if you understand what I'm saying, I know this can get really complicated really quick. So again, create a scene with just your camera, create another scene that you want for that, or just add that, go to your old scene, delete your webcam as a source, and then add that new scene as that webcam source, and then you can resize it to how you want it.
Cool. Hopefully that answers your question, because I'm glad that you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, I've had that issue too. So I mean, that basically helps create one version of that webcam instead of 3 different versions of the same webcam.
Cool. Next question, any software for the expanding of your viewer base for the hearing impaired, closed caption or live transcribing?
That's actually pretty
I
awesome.
know of.
Does that exist though?
That's interesting. Bloody Zellos, I do not know. That's something that I think is worth looking into. Hopefully what I can do is mark that down as something to check into, and I can do some research, and then hopefully when we get this video published, we can touch on that in the comments and figure everything out, because that's really a good question and I actually don't know. What is an alternative in terms of for making, if I cannot afford Photoshop? Are you talking about like for oh, look at this. Hold on, before we jump to the next question. OBS Studio has a built-in closed captioning function in the tools menu. It uses window captioning, but it's a little bit limited. There are some third-party tools that do it, but it can't name them, but you can't name them off the top of your head. So there's a little bit. Live transcribing is definitely a thing. Maybe I can look into that and then hopefully have a little bit more information on it for you.
Yeah, that would be amazing, actually. I never thought about that.
Awesome. So an alternative if you cannot afford Photoshop. There are a lot of different things you can use for photo editor. You have like Pixlr editor, Photopea is a really good one. PicFont is good for making simple images that don't require too much. Picture Resizer if you need to make something the right size. I could actually probably link a couple of these to you that I have used. See if I can get a couple of these open for you. There is a lot of different tools that you can use.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for free open source Photoshop-esque type thing with 99.9% of the same stuff, just Google GIMP. It works really well.
Yeah, so you got a whole bunch of options there. I linked a couple. He mentioned GIMP. Sorry, no links. They get timed out. I apologize for that one. Yeah, you have tons of options. You can always Google to find exactly what it is that you're looking for. But be careful because some of them will save them as a Photoshop image, which might make it so you can't open it up later because you don't have Photoshop. That was the one issue that I ran into when I use those editors, is that it saves it as Photoshop. So you're gonna have to go and get a converter to open it as a file that you have available to your computer. Do's and don'ts of streaming. Should you only play uncopyrighted music, or does it not matter? Will it get muted on your stream if it's copyrighted? Yes, it will get muted on your stream if it's copyrighted. I personally don't know if Twitch has like a invested punishment for overuse of copyrighted music besides muting your VODs.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have to be something to look into as far as terms of service, because I know I did see someone discussing it about how they were actually going to stop with song requests and stuff because they were worried about terms of service. So it might be worth looking into. At the end of the day, if you're really worried about music, like if you're not super concerned about song requests, but you want music, YouTube, chill out, chill trap. That's the way to do it.
I mean, there's like resources that give you non-copyrighted music. Like I use Monster Cat a lot, and Mr. Suicide Sheep are good. But now I don't want to sit here and say the wrong advice, but there are some times where if I'm just playing like a random game that I don't care, I may play what I want to listen to and accept the fact that my bot's going to get muted because I'm not playing a single player game where someone's going to need to go back and watch my gameplay to figure out what's going on. If my bot is muted for a portion, I'm not like super concerned. I just want to listen to like a variety of music sometimes. I know I probably shouldn't like say that I'm not like suggesting that you do it, but I know there's times where I will accept the fact that I don't always need to hear everything in my mod. Now supposedly as long as you have the title of the song on your screen, so you can put in an outplaying bar and you should be fine. Having Spotify's widget in your chat, or not in the chat, in your profile where it tells you like what's playing, that's good to surpass it. That way you can play what you want to hear and it'll say what's playing. That way you're not technically breaking copyright music because you're saying the title of it and who made it. So that kind of protects you. So that's another option that you have right there. So what should one do when streamer mode doesn't work properly? Are you talking about like in Discord, I think? Like mute all your sounds? If that's what you're talking about. I've seen someone else had an issue. I know Callista, one of my viewers, had this issue when he was trying to stream and he had his Discord sounds going up. Again, that's one of those things where I personally don't know. I saw issues with it before, potentially reaching out to Discord support. But make sure that your Twitch is connected properly. If not, until I could give you a better answer, I'd recommend just going into your sound and muting Discord.
I mean, or when in doubt, you can always uninstall and reinstall because everything's saved in the cloud anyways. You're not going to lose anything.
A good point. Another good try on that one too. What are the best ways to advertise your stream?
Not in other channels. No,
I've touched on that one.
I've found a lot of success. Again with Twitter. I know Sarah's found success with Discord. I tried Facebook for a little while. That didn't really work. Um, for me anyways. Big thing is get your friends in there first, you know. Get get them in there, have them give you pointers and tips and what they would like to see from you, and if it's something that they would actually watch. After you get over that little hump, then work on figuring out what's going to work best for you. Like I said, Twitter and Discord work really well for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then going in and networking with other streamers without talking about yourself. Let that you come up streaming come up naturally in conversation. Don't just start with that. That's just my opinion. That's what's worked for me. But I'm sure Sarah's got other tactics.
I mean, I'm pretty much the same in terms of Twitter is my number one method. I mean, I get such a huge return off Twitter, and I just made my Twitter. Like, I am working on posting on it more often. I think it's a great way to, incorporate with everybody. I think it's way better than Facebook. It's hard to communicate with Facebook in a community. I think it's easier to use Discord for a community and picking a couple. I mean, there's lots of channels and Facebook groups that I post my stream on when I go live, but there's only a select few Discord groups that I actually put a lot of effort into. But I mean, Twitter, post before you go live, host one of your friends that you care about and say, hey, stop by early to go visit this person. Post half hour and host them and say, hey, go drop by. When you're done, thank everybody that hosted you. Go follow them and tag them and thank them, and then also tag the person that you host. That way you're getting the most out of your tweets. Make sure they're like actually really useful, and it's a great way to network. Again, another question about the live transcribing and closed captioning. Again, I guess OBS has the software, but unfortunately, we don't know too much about it. What is your biggest streaming pet peeve?
I guess in what aspect? Like software side, viewer side. I guess we could go through all of them. Again, my biggest pet peeve as far as viewer side is people coming in and just automatically advertising their stream like right off the bat. I will guilt trip you for days if you do that. You're gonna pay for that one. It's really stupid. Don't do it. It's ignorant. That's like, going, if you're a salesman for Honda and you go over to Ford and tell them that you sell cars too. That's absolutely stupid. So don't do that. As far as software side, I'm really frustrated that I can't stream Far Cry 5 right now.
I guess my biggest pet peeve is I guess software wise would be feeling like I could always have a better quality somehow. Like I feel like I get frustrated when like I know that I have like a computer that could run, the highest levels of whatever I want to do, but I get mad when like I wish that I had the option for people to pick what quality they wanted to watch my stream in. That's one thing that really makes me frustrated. I want people to be able to pick their quality so that way I can stream at the highest quality, because when I go back and watch my VODs, if I want to clip something, I want it to be in full quality. I don't want to stream at 720 because I don't want to watch a video on full screen that doesn't look good. Like, I feel like I put the money into my computer to have a good quality stream, and I don't like the fact that I can't let everybody can't see it. And it's not something I can really do something about other than lower my quality, but I don't know, it drives me crazy. I guess viewer wise is when, I don't know, when people are negative in chat, no matter what it's about, whether it be like, like, oh, I don't like this, I'm leaving, or like, like just negative attitude, negative energy in stream really drags me down. And when people are rude to you, whether it be like someone who's there all the time or not, I think that really affects you, because it's like, it puts me in this mood of like, why am I streaming for you if you're going to be mean or like disrespectful, I think. Because when you go out of your way to, take time every day to stream and build a community and try and like, be high energy, I have more fun when I'm in a good mood. And then if you have people that, even if it's like random strangers that come in, obviously you can't always avoid it, but like if you just have like just all this negative energy, like I had a while where my chat was just terrible, and it was just I was feeding off of it, and it wasn't good at all. And I finally got out of that rig, but like for a long time it was just the worst. And I like positive vibes, and I just don't like when, the negative just like builds up. So I know
Right. So
that
what did
was
you right? No, yeah, for sure. So what did you find that got you out of that rut then?
the biggest thing that I think stopped that the first time that it happened was straight up ignoring all the bad, whether it was banning or not. Because sometimes, it's when it's a random, it's easy too. But like when like it's too much, just ignoring it and not letting it affect me. Because like I said before, I have the tendency to want to like attack back and like say something, and just ignoring it, and eventually those people leave and they stop coming back. Like that negative energy, if you ignore it, they go away. I used to get a lot of trolls that came into the stream and they would stay because I would talk back to them. So I was encouraging that type of atmosphere in my stream.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
eventually I stopped responding to them and they stopped coming back because I was no longer acknowledging them, and it made it a lot easier. So,
Hell yeah.
mhm. Our next question: what's the best way to get from starting out to 5+ average viewers? Schedule. Make a schedule. It's as simple as that. Stream at the same time, whatever days you decide to stream, always stream there. Let everybody know this is when I'm going to stream. It's the biggest thing to do to help yourself out, because then people know when to come back to see you. Or play a game where you can, if you're doing a game and not like whatever, a game where you can post your stream to other people. So League of Legends, I get to show my stream to 9 people every 35 minutes. You're gonna get people that come, you're gonna get people that go, and someone that stays. You know what I mean? That's my opinion on it.
Yep. I absolutely agree. Schedule is going to be a big thing. Other thing is encourage, your viewers to bring their friends. Even if they're not super into Twitch, if you're looking to just get viewers and not really have a super lit chat, have one of their friends just be like, yeah, I'll lurk for them or whatever. I mean, if that's strictly what you're shooting for. No, I mean, if you're looking for quality viewership and interaction, then, be like, hey, just encourage your viewers. Be like, hey, if you guys really appreciate me and you guys are having a lot of fun and enjoying the stream, why don't you tell one of your friends about it? And then they're going to tell their friends. And it's, the word of mouth and Twitter are the two biggest things. Now, Twitter obviously is super saturated, but once you start developing a following over there, you get retweets from people. That stuff starts showing up too. Again, we've said it before and we'll say it again. This is a marathon. This isn't a sprint. This is a patience game. This is, the streaming game is all about making friends, building a community with a solid foundation that you can continue to support more and more people as they come in. And you're going to find out that you're going to start recognizing screen names, and you're going to know who comes in your chat, and you're going to see them right off the bat. You're going to be like, dude, what's up? And you're going to get excited that they're coming in, and then it just piles up from there. So, I mean, again, it's just a patience game. Really, it is.
Absolutely. Our next question. So their questions are flying in right now. Personal favorite / least favorite element of a stream, i.e., background images, etc. So, like an individual person's thing. My favorite thing is going into a stream, and if they don't have a green screen, seeing an exciting background. If they have an exciting background, it keeps my attention. I am so ADD, and I like seeing something cool to look at. If they have a green screen, I want like a crisp quality, and I want like something interesting on the stream, some kind of aspect that helps pull my attention besides just their camera. That's probably my least favorite element of a stream, is when it's just their camera. Like Biff, how he still has like the bar and his little robot and he has his effects, like that's good. When it's just their camera, oof. Nope.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that can be a little too minimalist. I definitely agree with that. And then I also think cluttered ass streams are absolutely ridiculous. Like you've got, 3 gifts over here, and then you got a freaking, you got your chat over here, which is fine. Have your chat on there. That's cool. people like we talked about earlier, people like to see their name on the stream, whether it's because they're chatting or they just followed or they subscribed or threw bits at you or whatever. um that's awesome, but there's a certain way to do it. My other big thing is don't have your alerts cover your entire screen. Some people are watching the game. That's great that you gave that person that 5 seconds of fame, but other people are watching the game. They don't care who followed you just now. They want to watch the game or they want to watch you. So less is more always, especially at least for me anyways. Some people like that craziness, but I if I see a stream with like 15 different elements on one screen that they're not integrated together and they're all just out and about and everywhere, I'm probably leaving your stream, bro.
To be reasonable about it and keep things
Yeah, exactly.
balanced. Cool.
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yep, symmetry. Be symmetrical, please.
The trigger
Oh my
word.
god.
Yeah, you want to
All
make
right.
sure that everything is like well weighed out, which is something that I've worked on with my stream lately because I know for a long time I had so much going on. And then once I kind of upgraded my background, I wanted to minimalize my actual stream setup because before it was just a blank wall. There's nothing really going on. And now that I have like, the synergy in the back of my setup, I was able to take away from my actual like on screen add ons and just make it into a bar because I have enough aesthetics in my actual background to look at where I don't need to like fill space and everything. I think was like a big thing. So kind of figuring
Yeah,
out what works for
absolutely.
you. How can we get the viewers more involved in the streams you love most? I think a lot of that is going to be just to make sure that, if you're, first off, you being there at the stream that you like to appreciate and supporting them is a big thing. But sometimes, like when a streamer that you're watching is about to end the stream and they're going to host someone, be like, hey, are you ever taking recommendations for hosts? There's a way to do it. You're not saying, hey, you should host this person. Be like, so have you thought about who you're gonna host tonight? Because if not, I might have an idea of someone you could try checking out, or just in general, like, hey, like you might like this person, suggest it. Always trying to spread the word about different things and maybe get people to open up their mind. I guess I'm having a hard time interpreting the question.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about the question too. Like, I'm not like, are they talking about in our channels or are they talking about like integrating with other channels? I don't. So I'm not 100% on what that question actually means.
I started a little bit of a hard question. I apologize on that one.
Sorry.
um yeah, I mean, just in general, like anyone that you really like watching, I mean, just spending time there and then obviously telling your friends about them too is a great way to do it. So oh, this is a good thing. Itchy mentioned, did we cover health for streamers during the seminar? We actually didn't get into that, and I think that's like a really important underestimated thing. We did talk a little bit about what was it, the hydrate bot? Is that what it's called? I can't remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Hydrate bot that sits there, reminds you, depending on how long you've been streaming, how much water you should drink. I know for me, I am huge on drinking water, and I have this everywhere I go, no matter where I am, all day, every day, because I drink a lot of water. But make sure that you don't feel like you can't get up and walk away. If you're doing a long stream, make sure that you're actually getting up. You want to walk around a little bit. Make sure that you're staying comfortable. You hate that bot. See, I've never used it, but I have heard things about it. At least being some sort of helpfulness to it. I know I installed an app on my mom's phone about like reminding you to drink water and everything throughout the day. But never feel like you can't get up and walk away. Like people understand that you're sitting there and you need to move eventually. So just being realistic about it and don't push yourself too hard. I know that I tried to do a 24-hour stream and I couldn't make it. It was a little bit difficult. So
Yeah, the next big thing, and I actually saw a YouTube video on it, and it was actually pretty insightful, and relatable as well. Mental health for streamers. It can be pretty mentally draining to sit here and just look at a chat all day. And so when you guys come in and you guys are actually being awesome and super like encouraging and nice, that's really helpful
you need to turn on.
because obviously we're here for you and we're here to create content, but when you guys are being encouraging, that's really helpful as well. Because you can I mean, I'm lucky. I've got an amazing support system. My wife supports me in what I do, and I've got a pupper and an awesome kid. So it's like it's one of those things where have a really good support of and keep a balance. You know, don't get too involved into one thing. Take some days off. You don't have to do this 7 days a week. You're gonna kill yourself.
So
Um,
true. It's tough
so
sometimes trying to be a 365-day streamer, I would be able to tell you.
yeah, it really is. So I mean, like I said, you know, take your mental health into consideration and make sure that you are you're stable and that you are yeah, just take care of yourself. The mental health thing I think falls to the wayside so much, and you just need to stay positive. And if you feel depression or anything, you know, if you need to talk to somebody. Dude, shoot me a whisper, shoot Sarah a whisper. We're cool. So I mean,
Hmm.
just hit us up. If anything, we know about this kind of stuff. So just let us know for real.
Absolutely. It's all about that support group and having that backup. I have a couple more questions that we're going to try and file through here really quick. I know we're about at the end of our time. I don't want to go too much over for you guys because we do have that gift card to give away here in the next few minutes. Um, do you think free services such as Bink and Lurkforce are useful utility, or do you think they can cause more problems than they solve by bringing lurkers and not returning people who are genuinely interested in your content? A good question, since we did talk about, trying to retain your viewers from giveaways. You got to
Yep.
keep in mind now, Binks can be really cool because you can essentially get games without having to pay for anything. And, you're creating a community that's still helpful. You're meeting friends through Binks and you are going to bring people in. Now, even if you do bring people in temporarily from Binks for your giveaway, keep in mind that's going to boost your viewer count, which is going to put you up, which is going to bring in normal followers too, who may have not come just for the giveaway, but because of your content. And now you're potentially opening yourself up to meeting more people because of it. So,
Yep, absolutely. I will say, you know, because Binks was brought up, I was actually featured on Binks last night, and I converted 5 people into regular viewers last night, and then I had 3 return viewers from Binks again. So it's all about, once again, just greeting people, saying hi to them, and then making them feel welcome. Even though they're in for that Binks raid, make them feel welcome and make them want to stay, because it's that simple. Because those people are going to come back now and hang out. They might not be there every day, but I'll see their names again in my chat. I guarantee it.
absolutely. Great point. In terms of networking, do you have any pet peeves for when people contact you, i.e., auto DMs, people not getting back to you in what you consider a timely manner when they contacted you first? I guess it's kind of hard to say. I mean, people have busy lives. I'm never going to get mad at someone for not responding quickly because I know that real life gets in the way. I mean, I'm horrible at responding to people sometimes, so I don't get mad about that. Um, it just depends on what the networking situation is. So I guess that's really a situational thing in terms of pet peeves. I mean, don't like message me asking me to do this or to do that for you without like having a good reason to. I guess if that makes sense, like don't be a random stranger and be like, hey, I want you to do this. Hey, I want you to do that. Like if you want to do something together that's going to help both of us, absolutely. But don't just like come to me like, hey, I want you to do all this for me, or like, being rude about it, I guess is the way to put it. So back to being classy about the things that you ask
Yeah,
for.
there's a tactful way to do everything. Just figure it out before you get a hold of anyone.
Hmm. But again, yeah, I think that's a very situational thing depending on what's going on. Um, would you recommend to get rid of the background noise? What would you recommend to get rid of the background noise on mics? I know there are wall padding things, pop filters. What's good for a starter? VST plugins. I actually saved this to link it for you. There is an automatic one on OBS that you can use. But I also have these 2 videos that I would love to link to you before I actually get them to start playing. These 2 videos are a very basic general run through. I will link them as well in the VOD that I do. They're 2 videos that I found very useful in terms of basics for the VTS plugins. This will help you get rid of your background sounds in your room, aka fans, ACs, computer humming, all that stuff gone. It tells you how to adjust the frequency that opens up the mic so you don't hear that obnoxious humming that you hear in some mics. It gets rid of all of that. And if you do it right, which I'm still struggling with, get rid of your keyboard sounds, all that stuff. I'm still in the middle of like kind of adjusting everything. But those 2 videos are super helpful. They cover the basics of VTS. It's free. There's so much more you can do if you look into it. But that's my best recommendation. It's going to get rid of all of your background sounds, mic buzz, everything. But pop filters are good too.
Yep. I agree.
I'd like to stream my favorite RTS game, but there's not much of a fan base. So it'd be more worth to start with another game and then switch, or just not stream that game in question at all.
Stream that game. Stream that game. Seriously, don't do it because you want to have fun. Don't worry about we've said it again, and we'll say it and we'll say it and we'll say it. Don't worry about your viewer count. Play a game because you're gonna like it. People are gonna eventually venture in. Like I said, I just beat Metal Gear Solid 3. That game came out so long ago. It was PS2, I think. It was a PlayStation 2 release. So play what you want to play, and people are, as long as you're having fun, people are gonna enjoy it. Don't do yourself a disservice by playing something that you think is going to get viewers and you're not going to have fun with it. That's just my opinion anyways. Do this for fun, please. Like, if you're going to do it for fun.
Absolutely. All right, looks like our last question is going to be for tonight. What is the best approach to coming back to streaming after taking a long break? Dive into it. You know, the people that had you followed, if they're still followed, they'll see that you went live. They'll stop by. You know, reach out to people, use your networking skills to let people know that you're back. Treat it like you would a regular stream. You know, do the proper networking that you would.
I think they're going to be excited to see you're back.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think that about sums up most of the questions that we were able to go over today. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Please, thank you again to Biff for co-hosting with me. It means the whole world. Please, if you guys can, I need you to follow all of our guest streamers. Thank you again to everybody that was here. Dylan Wizard, Terabuck, HEC Guardian, Jubble Boy, Itchy Badass, and iHeart Raptors. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here with us. It's super helpful. Thank you to Binks and all that awesome stuff. Thank you to OBS. Thank you to everything that made this possible. Stream Elements. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate everybody for being here.